and said, Ye shall no more bear the ark upon your shoulders. Now therefore serve the Lord your God, and minister unto his people Israel, and prepare you after your families and kindreds, according as David the king of Israel prescribed, and according to the magnificence of Solomon his son, and standing in the temple according to the several dignity of the families of you the Levites, who minister in the presence of your brethren the children of Israel. Offer the Passover in order, and make ready the sacrifices for your brethren, and keep the Passover according to the commandment of the Lord, which was given unto Moses. And unto the people that was found there Joseph gave 30,000 lambs and kids, and 3,000 calves. These things were given of the king's alliance, according as he promised, to the people, to the priests, and to the Levites. And Helkias,
Alright, so we're gonna stop there, you know. So, you know, part 2 of this series, we will begin at 1st Esdras, the 1st chapter, and the 8th verse. Okay, this is just going through, you know, the good works that King Josiah did, you know, at the beginning anyway. Alright, so just stay tuned for part 2. Shalom. Shalom, Yashar Allah. I'd like to begin by saying I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadashim, my worship. Double honors to my elder apostles, the great millstone, who taught me this word, the sincerity and the truth, and who will rule well. Salutations be also to the hopeful elect of Yashar Allah throughout the world, who are teaching the true doctrine of Yahweh Shai. Alright, may the Lord grant you salvation, and may you obtain your crowns. And salutations be to the great cloud of witnesses of Yashar Allah, man. Throughout the whole world who are watching, sincerely believing in Yahweh Shai. May the Lord grant you and yours salvation at his coming. So this is part 2 of this series, the book of 1st Esdras in the Apocrypha. And we left off at 1st Esdras chapter 1, verse 8.
And Helkias, Zacharias, and Seilas, the governors of the temple, gave to the priests for the Passover 2,600 sheep, and 300 calves. And Jechonias, and Samaias, and Nathanael his brother, and Asabias, and Achiel, and Joram, captains over thousands, gave to the Levites for the Passover 5,000 sheep, and 700 calves. And when these things were done, the priests and Levites, having the unleavened bread, stood in very comely order according to the kindreds, and according to the several dignities of the fathers before the people, to offer to the Lord, as it is written in the book of Moses. And thus did they in the morning. And they roasted the Passover with fire, as appertaineth. As for the sacrifices, they sawed them in brass pots and pans with a good salver, and set them before all the people. And afterward they prepared for themselves, and for the priests their brethren, the sons of Aaron. For the priests offered the fat until night, and the Levites prepared for themselves, and the priests their brethren, the sons of Aaron. The holy singers also, the sons of Asaph, were in their order, according to the appointment of David, to wit, Asaph, Zacharias, and Jeduthun, who was of the king's retinue. Moreover, the porters were at every gate. It was not lawful for any to go from his ordinary service, for their brethren the Levites prepared for them. Thus were the things that belonged to the...
Yeah, so King Josiah was putting everything back in order how it was during the time of King David, King Solomon. You know, the Levites performing their duties and their services. You know, the high priests and the other priests, and everyone fulfilling their duties. You know, in their order. So, you know, he was, you know, performing righteous works at the beginning there, you know.
Thus were the things that belonged to the sacrifices of the Lord accomplished in that day, that they might hold the Passover, and offer sacrifices upon the altar of the Lord, according to the commandment of King Joseph. So the children of Israel which were present held the Passover at that time, and the feast of sweet bread 7 days. And such a Passover was not... and such a Passover was not kept in Israel since the time of the prophet Samuel. Yea, all the kings of Israel held not such a Passover as Joseph, and the priests, and the Levites, and the Jews, held with all Israel that were found, dwelling at Jerusalem.
Yeah, and we are approaching this feast, you know. All right, Passover and the Feast of Unleavened Bread. So, you know, we got to gear our minds up, get our minds right for this, you know, because that's a special high holy day, man. And it represented the Lord delivering us by the hand of Moses from the hands and the captivity of the Egyptians. And this time around, there's going to be, in the kingdom, there's going to be a new high holy day, you know, when the Lord delivered us out of the hands of the Edomites from this captivity here, Babylon the Great, you know, from the land of the north, like the scriptures say. So that's going to be a beautiful high holy day also to keep, you know.
Yea, all the kings of Israel held not such a Passover as Joseph, and the priests, and the Levites, and the Jews, held with all Israel that were found, dwelling at Jerusalem. In the 18th year of the reign of Joseph was this Passover kept, and the works or Joseph were upright before his Lord with an heart full of godliness. As for the things that came to pass in his time, they were written in former times, concerning those that sinned, and did wickedly against the Lord above all people and kingdoms, and how they grieved him exceedingly, so that the words of the Lord rose up against Israel. Now after all these acts of Joseph it came to pass, that Pharaoh the king of Egypt came to raise war at Karshemish upon Euphrates, and Joseph went out against him. But the king of Egypt sent to him, saying, What have I to do with thee, O king of Judea? I am not sent out from the Lord God against thee, for my war is upon Euphrates, and now the Lord is with me. Yea, the Lord is...
Yeah, so the king of Egypt was going to war with the nations in the Mesopotamia region, right? Around the Euphrates river area, right? So Josias, you know, he wasn't following the spirit. King Josias, he wasn't following the spirit, man. And then, you know, he pretty much, you know, his situation started going downward from there, you know, because he thought the Most High was with him to go to battle, right?
I am not sent out from the Lord God against thee, for my war is upon Euphrates, and now the Lord is with me. Yea, the Lord is with me, hasting me forward. Depart from me, and be not against the Lord. Howbeit Joseph did not turn back his chariot from him, but undertook to fight with him, not regarding the words of the...
Right, because the Most High, look, the Most High mustereth the hosts of the battle. He is known as the Lord of hosts. So, what the king of Egypt didn't lie to him. He said, look, man, look, the Most High, he felt that pressure, man, that the spirit of the Lord was with him to move him to go to fight in that area. And Josiah was here was thinking that the king of Egypt was coming to fight against him. And he told him straight up, he said, look, man, I don't got nothing to do with you. I'm going to fight. I'm going over there to fight. The spirit of the Lord's making me go over there to fight these nations over there in that Mesopotamia region. But he didn't listen. He didn't follow the spirit, man. And, you know, just a clear example of when you don't follow the spirit, what can happen to you, you know?
Howbeit Joseph did not turn back his chariot from him, but undertook to fight with him, not regarding the words of the prophet Jeremy spoken by the mouth of the Lord, but joined battle with him in the plain of Megiddo, and the princes came against King Joseph. Then said the king unto his servants, Carry me away out of the battle, for I am very...
Right, now that area, Megiddo, that's what some people say, that's where the last battle's going to take place. No. Because Megiddo goes back to the Hebrew word Magad or Magadwan, the hill of troops, you know, like a Har Magadwan is the mountain of troops. So Megiddo would be more like of troops or something like that. So Harmageddon is that whole Middle East region, you know, from the you got the Euphrates, the Euphrates River, the Persian Gulf area, going all the way to Israel, going all the way to going all the way to the, you know, what they call the Levant region, that whole area is known as the Levant. You know, it's talking about that area. So that, you know, Megiddo is not, you know, that's just a little region. That's not where the last battle. It's part of where the last battle is going to take place. It's a small part of it, of the area. All right, but let's go.
Then said the king unto his servants, Carry me away out of the battle, for I am very weak. And immediately his servants took him away out of the battle. Then gat he up upon his second chariot, and being brought back to Jerusalem died, and was buried in his father's sepulchre. And in all Jewry they mourned for...
Yeah, so he died, you know, because he wasn't following the spirit, man. And he performed righteous works, you know. He brought back the service, you know, the keeping of the Passover, and he ordered everybody aright, put everybody in order, you know. And he just got, you know, he got full of himself, man, and joined battle with the king of Egypt, and he died, you know. He died in battle.
And in all Jewry they mourned for Joses. Yea, Jeremy the prophet lamented for Joses, and the chief men with the women made lamentation for him unto this day. And this was given out for an ordinance to be done continually in all the nation of Israel. These things are written in the book of the stories of the kings of Judah, and every one of the acts that Joses did, and his glory, and his understanding in the law of the Lord, and the things that he had done before, and the things now recited, are reported in the book of the kings of Israel and Judea. And the people took Joachaz the son of Joses, and made him king instead of Joses his father, when he was 23 years old, and he reigned in...
Yes, okay, so King Josias, his son, came up in his stead, you know, king over the kingdom of Judah.
And the people took Joachaz the son of Joses, and made him king instead of Joses his father, when he was 23 years old, and he reigned in Judea. And Joachaz was his name. So we're gonna stop there. All right, part 3 we'll continue with First Esdras, the 1st chapter, and the 35th verse. This is good because this is some history. And it's good to know history, man, you know, especially our history. All right, so with that, I'm gonna say shalom. Stay tuned for the next part.